Hello and welcome. This is Nick with Live365's technical support team, and today what we wanted to do is give you a brief overview of the broadcaster dashboard. The biggest question that we get at Live365 is, I've just started my account, I've just paid for my station, how do I get started in getting my station on air and broadcasting? And that's what we're going to do today, is essentially go through the process together step by step. Now, the first thing you want to do is navigate to our website and log into your broadcaster account. If you're not signed in, you won't see a way to access your broadcast dashboard, but as soon as you do, you'll be able to access it. You'll see once I logged into my new broadcaster account here, you're going to get a link that says My Broadcast, and you want to click that, and that's going to launch your broadcaster dashboard. Now, this is your central command place where you go to basically check everything that involves your station, your stats, your tracks, your playlists, and any profile information as well, and we'll take you through these steps one by one. You'll notice that there's these 5 main tabs at the top. There's the broadcast status tab, the tracks tab, playlist tab, controls, and my profile. Broadcast status is essentially what it says. It's to check your stats, your current listenership. You'll also notice here that it shows your station page URL. This is your unique URL that you can give out to people to come and visit your station and listen. So make a note of that. Now, of course, mine has the username Blue Lake Radio because that's the username I chose when I set up my account. Yours will have something else, of course. So now we'll go through this briefly, but so right now it says off air and not listed, and the reason is because I haven't done anything to set it up yet, and we'll take you through that process. Now, the first step in really setting up your broadcast to get ready to go live or to broadcast is to set up your profile. So in the My Profile page, you'll want to put in your station title. In my case, I want to call this Blue Lake Radio, and it lets you put in a description. I'm just going to put the best of the oldies, and we'll put in some keywords here. And you can put in more than that, obviously, but I'm just gonna, this is just for a test. Then what you'll want to do is select your genres. There's the primary genre, genre 2, and genre 3. For now, I'm just going to select these, and we'll go from there. Now, the broadcast format. This will depend on what type of broadcaster subscription you have with us. For instance, my account here is provisioned to go all the way up to the highest quality provided, which is 128. Depending on what account you've signed up for, though, you may only be able to go up to 96 or 64K in certain instances. So if you are a 64K broadcaster account, then you won't have these higher choices in here. It'll only max out at 64. So I'm going to go ahead and save that information, and we'll get a message here that says successful. Now if I go back to the broadcast status page, you'll see that it has my title there, and it's on its way to getting set up. The second part of this is so under My Profile, that was your directory information, is all this information here that we just did. Secondly is your station page. So this is where you can set up additional information that people can access on your station page. For instance, you can put in a public URL, just an example, and so people can contact you if you want them to. You can also put in your website. You can put in instant messaging information. You can put your city and state. A lot of times the listeners love to see where your station is being programmed from, where it's being curated from. Then there's a picture. Obviously, if you want to personalize your station page, it's important to put a picture up so people can see your brand. In this case, I have a picture ready to go. I'm just going to use our cropping tool here real quick to crop and upload it, and that looks great. And now it's set. And then in addition to that, there's now playing options. This is how your tracks will appear when played back on your station page. We'll go over that more later. And then there's broadcaster comments and Facebook comments. Now I'm going to show you that real quick. I'm going to just save this information and okay. So now what you can do is you can go and visit your station page and see what it looks like. Now mine is not completely filled out yet, but you'll see here it says station off air, but it's got my image, and this white area is where you'll see the current tracks playing. Underneath that you'll have Facebook comments here, and then here's where somebody can click to reach you by email if you've entered one. So that's your station page. Let's see here. There's also a broadcaster page here where you can enter your DJ name, about you. You can also upload an image here. I'm just going to put the same image for now. There we go. All right. Now underneath that you'll see your favorite artists, and it has a whole list of albums, artists, broadcasters, websites you can put in. It's just kind of more personalization, and it also allows for additional search functions. So for instance, if a listener goes to the Live365 website and they type in John Coltrane, they're going to pull up a list of stations that all play John Coltrane songs. And if yours is one of them, if you have one of these filled in, then your station is going to show up there. So it's a nice quick tip for being able to help people find your station more easily. Okay, so now moving on to this advanced section. Oh, let me just save this real quick at the bottom. There we go. Now moving on to the advanced section. This will depend on what type of an account you have with us. Now, if you're a pro broadcaster level subscriber with us, you're going to have the ability to toggle on or off the in-stream ads that Live365 puts into your stream. Now, if you have ads on, obviously then you're participating in the share rewards program where you receive credits for the views of the ads and all that. For more details on that, I recommend contacting your sales rep. They can give you the rundown and the details of how that works. Now, as a pro broadcaster, you can also control those, so you can turn those off at any time if you want. Right now, I'm just going to keep them on so that I can generate some credit for my listeners. Below that, there's listeners. This is usually what you're maxed out at as far as how many people can access your station at a time. Underneath that, there's the station IDs. A lot of times broadcasters like to create a short audio segment that kind of introduces their station, and they want to set it up as a pre-roll. Pre-roll is essentially when a listener first tunes into your station, what are they going to hear? And a lot of times it's some sort of station ID telling them you're tuned in to Blue Lake Radio and something like that. You can also do in-stream IDs, so for every commercial break they'll hear another one. So you can really start to program your station in basic mode to be pretty robust and actually sound like a real deal radio station. So if you've made any changes there, you want to click Save, of course, and then you're good to go. Now keep in mind, if you're a personal broadcaster subscription, you won't have that ability to turn off the ads. It's going to be automatic that they're put into your stream. So if you are looking to have that option of turning them off, then we recommend upgrading to a pro broadcaster account, and you can find the contact information for our pro sales team online. Now also, as a pro broadcaster, a lot of times you want to set up your own website and have your own website player. To do that, simply click Player Builder here, and you can start building your player that you can embed on your own website. That is also a pro level subscription only feature. So as a personal broadcaster, you actually won't have this menu over to the side here. So, but that pretty much sums up the orientation. I just wanted to kind of walk you through this. Stay tuned because we're going to do a separate video on uploading tracks and creating playlists and getting your station on air. See you then.